So this book is obviously fantastic in many ways, but I believe that it has a big flaw, or at least something that I disagree with to a certain degree. Now, before you get all worked up because this is your... Oh my god. Now, before you get all worked up because this is your favorite book, hear me out. We can discuss it if you feel like it. This book teaches you many valuable lessons, and one thing you will definitely remember after reading it, because it's mentioned a lot of times in this book, a lot of times, is to praise people. Your family, your friends, and especially people that you're trying to win to your way of thinking or that you're trying to change. Now, this can be very powerful. The book shows many examples of times where someone has gotten praise for something at the right time in their life, which then led them down a path of greatness because they kept doing that good thing that they got praised for. For example, you can make sure you start with praise when giving criticism to someone to make them change a certain behavior. And it can also be useful when making people like you in the sense that you make them feel important and that they've done a good job with something, which can ultimately make people kind of unconsciously addicted to you because your praise feeds their ego. And if that happens, it means that every time they're around you, their ego is gonna get a boost. And that's like a really strong addiction. But here's the twist. It can kind of have a negative impact on the people that you love. If you receive praise for things you do, it makes you feel good about yourself and you get complacent, unless you're incredibly self-aware. To support this, I want to bring in a thing that David Goggins wrote in his latest book. It's called Never Finished. He wrote, praise, whether it comes from your supervisors, your family, or anyone else, has a downside. It can soothe the inner savage and keep you from feeling the need to grind. That's a very David Goggins thing to say, isn't it? Nevertheless, you might see where I'm going with this. If you praise the people you love, you could prevent them from becoming their best selves. When you're tired and you don't want to go to the gym, what is that voice telling you? It's giving you all the excuses in the world, usually telling you that you're good because you did this and that. Same thing with dieting. Oh, but I've been so good for a week. This bowl of chips is well deserved and I'm making progress either way. Even though the cheat day isn't for another 3 days. It's selling you the idea that you're good enough and that you've done so good lately so you don't have to be good right now. Someone said that the best salesperson exists inside all of us, and it is the bitch in your head telling you why you shouldn't get up when the alarm bell rings. I mean, when you think about it, you're never as convinced of anything as you are in the morning when the alarm bell rings that you want to stay in bed. You're very convinced. I am very convinced. This voice in our head that gives us these excuses that we've been good yesterday so that we don't have to be good today, it gets stronger and stronger the more praise we get. You're just giving it more leverage. You've been out for a run and your family tells you that you've been so good for running, especially in the rain, and wow, they can't believe you're so strong and disciplined. This will be another excuse for the voice, whether you notice it actively or not. Tomorrow, you have another run scheduled in, but when you don't feel like doing it, you will remember that you were so good for doing it yesterday, so why would you have to today? Now, it's not like a little praise will remove your ability to put in work, but it adds to the idea in your head that you're good enough and that you don't have to be better today than you were yesterday. If someone is less disciplined and less confident, that praise might work magic and they go for a run more often. But if someone doesn't really need the praise, that praise is gonna ring in the back of their head when they really don't feel like going for that run. So to tie this back to the book How to Win Friends, if you praise people, they might like you more, but they also might get complacent and lazy, which is actually a lot worse for them. Then again, praise after doing something good will also make you want to do that good thing again. But when it comes to doing hard work, chances are that the praise will strengthen the excuses of your inner voice, more than it will strengthen your desire to do the hard work and to be praised again afterwards. So it becomes kind of a question of, do I want people to like me more, or do I want what's best for them? Kind of interesting, right? Do I want them to like me more with the cost of their inner savage being soothed and they get less progress? Isn't that in a sense selfish then, to give them praise? But also praise has proven to lead to progress as well. So, well, I guess it's a question of what kind of situation it is. Either way, this is something that hit me one day and it will be a lot of fun to discuss. Because it's fun to discuss things if you don't just do it with the purpose of being correct so that your ideals are confirmed, which you need so badly because you identify with them too much. Damn. People are goofy, aren't they? So if anyone hearing this feels like talking about it, write what you think in the comment section. I always find that it's a good experience to be proven wrong, because I learned something from it. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Earn your sleep.